They consider themselves the most powerful men in Cuyahoga County. That's what Frank Russo said today about himself and former pal Jimmy DeMora. But Russo also said when the FBI moved in on him, he really felt the wind being knocked from his sails. News Channel 5's Paul Kiska joins me. Paul, amazing what it took to topple him from that seat of power.
Well, that's right, Lee. You know, Frank Russo testified today that he took in $1.5 million in bribes in a 10-year period, but it all came crashing down on a summer morning when the FBI showed up at his home with search warrants. Russo said he was still in bed, getting ready to have a cup of coffee, and he testified that he actually thought he could make those FBI agents disappear by waving a business card. He said you two were the most powerful men in Cuyahoga County at the time. You said it was difficult to face you and Michael today. Was it difficult to face him, Jimmy? Jimmy DeMora walked back into federal court today ready to hear his former friend and political ally Frank Russo testify against him for a second straight day. Russo testified about July 28, 2008, the day the FBI showed up at his home with a search warrant. Russo described how he tried to make the FBI leave his house by giving them his attorney's business card. But as the search continued, Russo said he thought he would just keep the raid quiet. But as he sat on his porch, he heard news helicopters. Russo said, quote, "For the rest of the day, I just sat in shock." Russo also testified how he would give county jobs for thousands of dollars in cash bribes, how J. Kevin Kelly arranged casino trips for Russo and DeMora. If not for the FBI raids, Russo said, quote, "It would never stop. It was going to grow and grow. It was part of our life." Regarding testifying against DeMora and co-defendant Mike Gabor, Russo, who faces 22 years in prison, said today, quote, "This is a very, very hard thing for me to do at this point with Mike Gabor and Jimmy." Jimmy, what was it like to face Frank Russo in court today? All right, Jimmy DeMora not commenting. He really hasn't since his trial began over 5 weeks ago to the news media outside the courthouse. And how about this? Frank Russo testified today that under his leadership, the auditor's office ballooned to 319 jobs just in that auditor's office. He gave out jobs so easily. Since Ed Fitzgerald became the Cuyahoga County executive, the auditor's office has been already reduced by more than 100 employees. Live from the federal courthouse in Akron, Paul Kiska, News Channel 5.